friends, it's Marika Lake here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share all of the curriculum and resources that we are using to teach grade 5 here in the Lake House Homeschool. So the first thing I'm going to start off showing you is what we are using for the English learning area, or we can call it language and literacy. We are using the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts program. We have used this for the last couple of years and we are loving it, so we are going to continue using that. So Cruise is on to level 3. Now with the Good and the Beautiful, the levels don't necessarily match up to grades, so they do have a placement test on there. If you are interested in using this curriculum, your child can just take the placement test and then you can fit them into the right level. But we've really enjoyed using the Good and the Beautiful. I use their free PDF download. I think it's amazing that they offer a free download. That is absolutely incredible. And so I just print all of my curriculum at home. I've got an Epson EcoTank printer, which is excellent. It prints color, as you can see, and it is double-sided. And then my husband just actually brings home his binder from his office at work and binds all of the curriculum for me. But we do have our own little binder here, which is just from Amazon. But when we have a whole bunch to bind, we just use the bigger one. So this is great, this language arts course, because not only does it teach all of the English things, so it's got phonics, writing, reading, grammar and punctuation, spelling and literature. It also includes 2 other subjects as well, which is geography and art. And so I don't add anything. I think I add just a little bit in for Australian geography, but you know, this covers those subjects as well, which is great. So it comes with this course book, and this is unit 1. I think there's about 4 or 5 units, but they're quite thick, so I've just printed out unit 1 and bound that. And this is great. This is the book that he writes in. It has all of his lessons. It's open and go. It is excellent. So that's his course book. And then it also comes with a spelling practice book as well that I have printed off, and this is where all of his spelling work is completed. I believe they also have an app as well that we use too, but this is the spelling book. And then it also comes with a whole bunch of reading books as well. I think about 5 reading books. I've just got one here to show you. These reading books are a part of the curriculum, and so when you're working through the course book, it will tell you what chapter to read. You can't purchase these books on their own. They are from the Good and the Beautiful. And so again, I've just printed off that storybook. These ones actually we both read together, and there's some other practice reading pages in there as well. So that is what we are using for language and literacy. And then I just take my kids to our local library all the time, and they just check novels and books out of there for their fun reading time. So we will add extra books in to that as well. For maths, we use mathsonline.com.au, and we've been using this maths program for our whole homeschooling journey. We love it, and we're going to continue to using it. This is an online maths program. It's Australian, so it's aligned with the Australian curriculum. They do offer a free trial, so if you're interested in looking at this for yourself, I encourage you to sign up for the free trial, and their customer service is excellent as well. It is for students in grades K all the way through to grade 12. They do video tutorials, and so each lesson has its own little video tutorial that the children can watch. Then there are interactive questions that they complete online, which is great. They work through the questions. If they need more questions, you can have more questions. They can do as many as they want. If you would like to have them in worksheet form, you can do that as well. You can print off the worksheets, and they do have the answers that come along with that as well, which is great. And another feature that I love is that they will do a report for you. So as they're doing the interactive questions, it marks it along the way, and at the end you can print out a report to show your moderator with all of the learning areas that they've done and what percentage, what grade they got. And so I love this program, and so we will be using mathsonline.com.au. For science, we teach science family style in our family, so all of the kids join in for science lessons. And for the first science lesson that we picked, we are using the Kingdoms and Classifications unit study from The Good and the Beautiful as well. So this comes with this first book here is the teacher's guide, which I use to do the lessons. It's open and go. It does include science experiments. If we don't have all of the things to conduct the science experiments, they do have videos of the experiments that we can watch. And so we love the Good and the Beautiful science units. I haven't used them for a few years, but we did use them at the beginning of our homeschool journey, and we did really enjoy it. And the science units have all been updated since then. So I'm keen to get in and have a look at the new ones. But this is the course guide, and then each of my kids then have a student journal. So this student journal is for grades 3 to 6. So Cruz will be using this. He's in grade 5. Then this is his student journal. So he will complete his activities in this book and have it all in here. So he doesn't need a separate workbook or anything like that. This is his journal. So usually I do 2 science units a year. We'll be doing this in term 2. And so then the next time that we do science will be in grade 4. So not grade 4, in term 4. I'm mixing up my words. So because we're not doing another science unit until the end of the year, I haven't actually purchased the science unit or printed it out. I will make that decision later on what we will do for the next science unit. So we do plan on doing 2 science units this year, but I only have 1 to show you at the moment. Next up, we have history, and again we teach history family style, and so we are working through the story of the world. This year we're on to volume 2, which is the Middle Ages. We did volume 1 last year, and we are doing volume 2 this year. So this is a read aloud book. I will read aloud from this book, these stories. And then we often go and find some videos on YouTube to just kind of have a look at and cement our learning. And it's great just to see things visually on there. So we read aloud from that, watch some videos on YouTube, and then we have a notebook that we do notebooking pages. Now I don't do a notebooking page for every single lesson, but we do for most of them. And so this is Cruz's history notebook, and then we just do, as I said, the notebooking pages. So they might just draw and write what they have learnt or remembered. I may find a sheet online that we can print off and do. For example, this is a mapping activity that we did, and I just found this sheet online and we printed it off. And here's another one. We used Canva to do this one, which is an online program, which is great, and this covers technologies too, because they can design and create and print something using the computer and using Canva, so cross-curricular. So we do those kind of things for our notebooking pages. Here we were talking about Abraham, and so he's done a painting, and he typed out this Bible verse and put it there. Here we were talking about the Mesopotamian inventions, and he's drawn a light bulb, and then on the inside he's drawn and labelled all of the things that people living in that time frame invented. So that's easy enough to do, and so they're kind of an idea of what the notebooking pages are like. And so he will continue on doing notebooking pages to go along with world history. And then I do actually add in Australian history as well. So we do history in term, I can't remember what I said. I think I said the science we'll do it in 2 and 4, but I think I actually got it wrong. For science, we're going to do it in term 1 and term 3, and history we're going to do in term 2 and term 4. I hope that makes sense. And so one day of the week we'll do world history lesson, and then another day we'll do Australian history. And for Australian history, we are using this book, which is called Our Sunburnt Country. I have used this book before, and so we're not going to start at the beginning of the book. It is a living book. The beginning of the book is like the first Australians and the first fleet. We've done that a lot. We're going to skip to halfway to the back and continue on with that history. But basically I use it the same as Story of the World. We will read aloud from this book and then find some YouTube videos if we can, and then do a notebooking page. We probably won't put it in this because this is kind of going through this history book is going through in order, but I do just have another notebook that we have. I've got this one for cruise, this cute whale composition notebook, and this is just a blank lined notebook, and I use one notebook for all subjects. I don't divide the pages up into English, math, science, or anything like that. Anytime we need to do some work in here, or we've printed a sheet off and we want to glue it in here, we just put it in any order. I just like to be minimalistic that way, so we just have one notebook. So he will probably do, I'll read aloud to him from here, we'll watch some YouTube videos, and then any notebooking pages will just be completed in this notebook. Any of the resources that I am showing you today like this, I will pop links in the description box down below if you would like to go and check them out for yourself. So that was what we are doing for Australian history. So I just thought I would show you this. This is a part of a document which is the student goals bundle from Whispering Waters on Teachers Pay Teachers. If you've seen any of my videos before, you would have heard me talking about this document. What it is, this lady, she has taken the Australian curriculum and she has rewritten it out in much user-friendly language. So when it comes to, as I said, I added in Australian history. I also needed to add in some Australian geography. Now, geography, like mapping skills and all those kind of things, are included in the Good and the Beautiful language arts program, but I wanted to make sure I was adding in Australian geography. So what I did, this is the grade 5 sheets from the Whispering Waters document, which I will link in the description box down below for you. I've gone to the social studies section just to check what I need to cover in grade 5 for cruise in terms of the Australian side of things. So as you can see here, we need to talk about elections, the levels of government lawmaking, famous Australians. And so that's obviously not going to be included in geography in that language program because it is American. So I need to make sure that I add in these things for cruise. And I'll just talk about how I do that. So what I do is mainly I just use YouTube. I will look up some videos. There's lots of great pages on there. There's ABC has great ones. The BTN, the Behind the News, has great videos. And I just find videos that we can use to learn about these things. And if I feel that's lacking, I might go check a book out of the library. I'm not going to get a whole separate curriculum to teach these things. When it comes to teaching, famous Australians, I might just pick a famous Australians that we will research and look up online, and then maybe do some kind of worksheet or do some kind of page in our notebook that goes along with our learning. I'm not going to get a whole curriculum to teach these things. And so that's what I usually do. I will go, as I said, reference YouTube, find books if I need to, and then I usually get my worksheets from a couple of sites like Twinkle. You can find worksheets on there, or another one that I use is easyteaching.net, which is excellent, and they are Australian and aligned with the curriculum. I will find sheets on there to print off and use. And I use the sheets. You don't have to, print off worksheets for every single thing that you do. I just use them when I want to see if the children are fully understanding what we've read or watched, and then I can use them as a work sample to show our moderator as well. So that's what we will be doing for the Australian Geography learning area. Now with the technologies learning area, I did the same thing. I went and looked up the technology section from that from this document, and just seeing what I need to do for Cruise. And just down here, for example, it says I can use technology, and so it's talking about how to connect our Wi-Fi, how to use programming and coding on Scratch and Codable, and using Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other programs. And so what I will do is do these things throughout the year. So obviously teach him how to connect up the Wi-Fi, where it's located in our home, and teaching safety about using Wi-Fi and things like that. Programming, Scratch and Codable are online programs that I know that are free that you can use, so we will use those. And then we will use Word, Excel, PowerPoint and things like that throughout the year. So anytime, so for those notebooking pages that I was talking about for history or geography, we could use the computer and research online and use a Word document, or even make a PowerPoint presentation for the things that we have learned about. So that's what we will be doing for the technologies learning area. And then I also picked up these like DIY STEM kits. I actually picked them up from Temu. They were so inexpensive. We used one last year and it went really well, so I thought I would try some more. So I just bought this one for Cruz to use. The instructions look a little tricky, so we'll see how we go, but basically he's going to create this little toy here, which has the balls that kind of run through and bounce down and things like that, and the kit just comes with everything that he needs. So we will construct that will be a part of like the STEM learning area. And the last learning area that I've got to show you is the health learning area, and then we add in Bible as well. Now for the health learning area, we use these books. I haven't actually got the one that is for Cruz. This is my daughter's. The one that I have for Cruz, so he is going to be 10 this year. There's a book for 10-year-olds, but I actually lent it out, so I'm waiting for my friend to give that back to me. But we use this series of books, which is God's Design for Sex series, and this is an excellent book about teaching children about their bodies, about puberty, and all those kind of things. And so this is book 4. There's 4 or 5 books, and they're age appropriate, and so we use this to teach that kind of stuff. We teach it one-on-one. It is definitely not for family style. We teach it one-on-one, and it's for their level, and it's excellent. So he'll be doing book 3 for that. And then he plays a sport. He likes to play soccer, so he will join a soccer team this year. We do swimming lessons. And we also do things like, riding our bikes, riding scooters, going fishing, going snorkeling, going bodyboarding, and we add all of those things there, all, covered in the physical education learning area. And when it comes to, we have lots of conversations about healthy eating, and what we should be eating, what's good for our bodies. The children always help us to cook and to bake, and so that's included in that learning area as well. And then just for Bible, I've just got Cruz's Bible here. We'll be using this year. We use the NIV Adventure Bible. I mean, we read from this all the time, but they have little devotionals that are throughout this Bible, and so when it comes to Bible time, I kind of just do my own thing, but we will be reading from this. We do worship worship time. We do times where we prophesy over each other, pray for each other, and I kind of just do things throughout the year as we go. So I kind of really don't have anything to show what we're going to be using, but we will be definitely using this Adventure Bible to cover Bible studies this year. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I hope that you found it helpful to have a look at the resources that we are using to teach grade 5. Where I can, I will pop links in the description box down below for you. So if you'd like to check out any of the things that I showed you today, you can follow those links and have a look for yourself. And if you have any questions at all, just leave a comment in the comment section down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Again, thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.